Alright guys, what is going on? So today we are going to be talking about a little thing that I saw Luimarco post up. Originally saw it on his YouTube, but I do see it's on his Instagram now. And it's something it bothers me actually. So if we're looking down here, it's this video right here. So if let's just watch a second. Let's see, where can I... mute. Well, bear with me, the sound is going to play, I guess, but just watch this, and then I'll talk about it in a second. Okay, so that's what we're watching, and you can see that he posted bodybuilding posing, and it's a very obviously condescending. He's doing it in a condescending way, especially knowing the followers and how he portrays this so-called bubble gut or stomach distension. And here's my problem with it is, yes, obviously this person has severe stomach distension. However, this isn't there's a reason this isn't on the Olympia stage, and I would guess he's probably not even an IFBB pro. So for him to be condescending in this regard is completely ridiculous, because then you're also saying that nobody who looks like his ideal bodybuilder should ever step on stage. So anyone who doesn't look like he thinks bodybuilding should look like should never step on stage. So meaning that anyone who lost a significant amount of weight and decides to enter a bodybuilding competition as a way to show their progress, or anyone who maybe has a mental disability or something of that nature, what he is saying is that if you don't fit his ideal of bodybuilding, then you should never compete on a stage of any level. So I think it's completely ridiculous. There's a reason this guy is not on the Olympia stage, is because he doesn't fit even the Olympia criteria. So here's the thing with stomach distension is it an issue to an extent? Yes, but it only is going to count in the posing criteria if it shows while they're hitting the poses. Whether that's right or wrong is beside the point. It's the reality of the rules of bodybuilding that have been in existence forever. Talking about this is ridiculous to me. If they have stomach distension that shows while they hit poses like that guy did, then they will be docked, and there's a reason he's not on the Olympia stage, because he's not that good. So let's talk about stomach distension. Let's go look at the current champ, Phil Heath, who looks, I mean, absolutely insane. So here, first of all, so let's take stomach aside. Every other muscle group was beyond flawless at the Olympia. So even if they do have stomach distension, and I'm not saying he does, but even if they do, you can only get docked so much. So he still was miles ahead of the other guys in a lot of the regards. And personally, let me go on record in saying that I think William Bonek should have placed second and not Big Ramy. In fact, he did place second going into the finals. He was placing second during prejudging. He was ahead of Big Ramy. So here again, you're talking about overall size, muscle size, conditioning, and if you watch my other video on how judging is scored, size, condition, proportion, symmetry, he's spot on every single one of those metrics. So let's see here for you stomach lovers, your so-called bubble guts. Let's find a pose where he has a bit of stomach distension. I mean, here I guess you could say he has stomach distension, but he all he's doing is raising his fist to the crowd. So it's not even a pose at all. But I mean, look at every other aspect. I mean, look how dry and grainy and overall muscular he is. And so bodybuilding isn't about being sexy. It's not about being the most pleasing to the average person's eyes. It's not at all about that. So people that say that's what bodybuilding is about, well, then you're in the wrong category. Men's open bodybuilding, that is not the criteria for it. There is classic physique for that reason. So don't hate on another category just because it's not something that you strive to be. And here's the other thing. I think a lot of Louis' followers are, younger kids. And what I see happen with younger kids is they, once they start getting older, they realize that, oh my God, it actually takes a ridiculous amount of work to ever achieve this. I'm going to go on record right here and say it's easier to look like a classic physique guy than it is to look like this. It is less work, less time, and less genetic potential to look like a classic physique, to look like a Rosh Rabar versus Phil Heath. So bodybuilding is another whole nother level. So, I mean, for you to say that all bodybuilding should go down to classic physique is completely ridiculous. So, I mean, let's look up Instagram. Let's look up another guy. Let's look up Rolly Winkler. Winkler. He's one of my favorites. He's not I know not one of the top guys, but he's a fantastic bodybuilder. I mean, look at this. So this is not, I mean, these guys again aren't trying to be aesthetic. What you want to look at is that how much work and dedication and sacrifice was required to get here. So I think that people, a lot of, especially Louis' followers, are looking at this all the wrong way. I mean, even a lot of his content is just, it really is condescending to a lot of people. Basically, anyone who doesn't fit his ideals of how the world should be, he condescends them, and he thinks that he can't have a discussion with someone. He believes he's right, and there's no other possible way that it could be. So I think Louis is someone who has gotten a lot of recognition, but I think that in a lot of ways it's unfortunate. So I'm going on record. I am not, I don't hate Louis by any means. He's doing what he does for a living and he makes money. But I do think that he is hurting the sport of bodybuilding in a lot of ways, and it's a sport that I love. However, I will say this guy, I believe his name is Chris Hester, that apparently he found is a freaking phenomenal talent. I'm really excited to see what this guy brings to the stage. If you don't follow him, his Raging Silverback is his name on Instagram. Definitely give him a follow. Just absolutely insane. But all right, guys, that is it for this video. Peace out.